Yo, 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 yo. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Welcome to another edition. Give me 1 second. Yo, 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 yo. I think we're ready. I think we're ready. I think we're ready to roll. Don't forget to subscribe to Ticket TV live stream. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss any of this content. First of all, shout out to Ticket Man for allowing us to cook here in this channel. Shout out to everybody else, obviously Herm, LB, Too Raw for Sports. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all the brothers creating content daily in this YouTube street. So I'm here. I'm Mario. This is the cross country bowling show. I think this is my third show here. So I think I'll be doing this little live stream here. If anyone wants to join, you're more than welcome to come in here. Um, go look at the chat. I just put out a comment. That's a playlist from my channel, and obviously I do mostly of my content in Spanish, but I also know how to talk a little bit of English, so you can go there and check my content that I do in English as well. I think I've interviewed Elder. I think I've interviewed Big Ox Bob. So go check that playlist. We got a lot to talk about during this live stream. Obviously, I'm the representative from the Denver Nuggets here in this channel. We got Herm cooking every day. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ticket, obviously. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Mr. Mass. Shout out to 78 Sports. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, man. So the topic that I want to discuss here with y'all today is about the Denver Nuggets. Who wants smoke with the Denver Nuggets? We've seen post All Star break that the Denver Nuggets are 11 and 12. They only lost to the goddamn Phoenix Suns in overtime. So, in the 12 games post All Star break, the Denver Nuggets have won 11 out of 12. And the only loss that they got was in overtime against the Phoenix Suns. So I want to talk about that. Obviously, I'm a Denver Nuggets fan. We are waiting. We are hoping to get back to the finals. We are hoping to get back to that title. We are hoping for a back-to-back for the city of Denver, for the state of Colorado too. So let me share the link. Let me share the link if anybody wants to come and cook about this topic. Obviously, we'll be talking about the different teams in the Western Conference. We all saw what happened with Kawhi. We also saw what happened with Karl Anthony Towns as well. Even though Kawhi, I think, came back yesterday and the Clippers beat the Chicago Bulls, if I'm not mistaken. So, well, let's start from there. Let's start from there. Let's see. Let's try to give me 1 second. Let's try to see who's the biggest threat to the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference. Let's see. Obviously, in the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics they are gonna run away with the number one seed overall in the league. Obviously, if they get to the finals, the Boston Celtics are gonna have home court advantage. So I don't think obviously no team from the Western Conference is gonna end up with a better record than the Boston Celtics. So if they get to the finals, they will get home court advantage. So in the Western Conference Finals, yesterday the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Dallas Mavericks. I think Luka is dealing with a hamstring injury, so he didn't play yesterday. The Thunder is currently the number one seed in the West. I know that a lot of people don't trust in them because they are very young, and I've heard a lot of Lakers fans, saying with their chest, saying, "Oh, we're gonna beat the OKC, we're gonna beat this, we're gonna beat that," and I don't. Well, I mean, is that a big deal that the Lakers, with according to most people, they have one of the best duos in the NBA? They got AD, which is one of the best defenders in the NBA. Yo, Sneed, Shout out to Sneed, man. Sneed Mobile Tech. Salute, Mario. Good to see you live streaming. Thank you, brother. I just shared the link. If you want to come, you're more than welcome, man. So OKC, I'm not that high on OKC when it comes to the playoffs. I predicted before the season started that the OKC Thunder was gonna end up um with at least the number fourth seed in the West. I got Before the season started, I predicted that the OKC was gonna end up from 1 to 4 in the Western Conference. Not a lot of people had confidence in them. Obviously, Shea is a runner up, or is a great candidate for MVP. Even though I think it's gonna win, even though I think Jokic is gonna win it, but there's nothing wrong with end up being second in the MVP to Jokic. You know what I'm saying? A Breezy 2357. Shout out to you, bro. Salute, bro. Water X, the Clipper want all the smoke. Jamal Murray is a B. Wow. Now we got stripper fans. Man, calling out Jamal Murray, man. Wow. Even though we walked them down, bro. Do you remember Water X? What happened in the bubble, bro? Yo was up 3-1, bro. What happened? Oh, I forgot. They're going to blame Lou Williams. They're going to blame Paul George for hitting the side of the backboard. They're going to blame Tyronn Lue. They're going to say that it was Montrezl Harrell's fault. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. We are doing our little thing here, man. Denver, it says Mario Gibson. Shout out to Mario Gibson. What up, Ticket Chat? Happy Friday to all. God is great forever. Salute. Amen. Amen to your words, Mario. Salute. Why Jokic gonna win it? Also, why Jamal isn't an all-star? Oh, let me answer that question. Shout out to Because Truth Matters. Why Jokic gonna win it? Obviously, I talked about this on my channel the other day. Jokic is running away when it comes to advanced stats. I don't know how many of y'all are like nerd stats, but that's one of the main criterias that the voters use to determine who's the MVP of the regular season. Jokic is currently the highest PER in the league. Oh, for people that don't know, do you know who has the highest PER in NBA history? Let me repeat that. Which player has the highest PER in NBA history? Who's got the highest? If anybody can answer that question in the chat, I'll be reading y'all. So, who's the leader who has the highest PER in NBA history? Clippers can give the Nuggets a run for their money. Johnny Myers. Shout out to Johnny Myers, man. Obviously, the Clippers are also dealing with the Russell Westbrook wrist injury. They are dealing. Yesterday, James Harden didn't play. Like Herms was talking the other day. James Harden is saying that he's dealing with a shoulder issue, whatever. Paul George, I think, is also dealing with a left knee issue as well. And we saw that Kawhi was dealing with back spasms, but at least he came back and he played this game. Denver is gonna repeat. Shout out to Good Kid, man. I think Denver has the highest chance of winning the championship this year, man. I trust Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I don't trust Boston to get the job done when all the chips are pushed to the middle of the table. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a help. See nobody beating Denver. Me neither. I don't see nobody beating Denver, man. Denver Nuggets will not repeat. Why should I listen to Water X? Who believed last year that the Denver Nuggets can win the title? I was coming here. I was listening to everybody up in this platform. I was listening to Ticket. I would listen to everybody. Nobody believed that the Denver Nuggets could win the championship last year. All they were saying, "Oh, you cannot win with Jokic. He doesn't play defense. You cannot win with him. What he has done without Jamal Murray. Every time Jamal Murray is hurt, Jokic gets eliminated in the first round." Wow, that's incredible, man. That I don't and by the way, I don't like that argument, man. What Jokic has done without Jamal Murray, those are the same people that keep saying what Jordan has won without Scottie Pippen, right? How the hell can we discredit Nikola Jokic for getting his team to the playoffs without Jamal Murray, without Michael Porter Jr., but we still shitting on Nikola Jokic. We still don't want to give him his credit after almost getting the MVP of the regular season last year, after dominating, really dominating with capital letters in the playoffs, only player in NBA history to lead the playoffs in total points, total rebounds, total assists. No, not Will, not Michael, not Kobe, not LeBron, not Magic, not Shaq, not Larry Bird, no Tim Duncan. Nobody did it. Only Nikola Jokic, but we still don't want to give him his credit. That's another point that I wanted to bring in. It's like, do anybody has any how can I say it? It's still, does anybody got any doubts that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA right now? I've heard a lot of people, including Nick Wrong, saying that, oh, Giannis is the best player in the NBA because Giannis scored 50 points in a closeout game in the finals. My question to those people is the following: Have we ever seen that before? Have we ever seen a player scoring 50 in a closeout game in the finals? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Let me check that. I think it was Bob Pettit. Let me check that. Most points by an NBA player in a finals game. Yeah, Bob Pettit. So, and my other question is the following: Have we ever seen a player leading the whole playoffs in total points, total rebounds, and total assists? No, we don't. But we have seen a player score 50 in a closeout game in the finals, which was Bob Pettit. Obviously, that shit happened in 1957, 1958. But you know what I'm saying? What's neat? What's good, brother?
Mario, how are you, bro?
Man, I'm cool, man. What about you, man?
I'm excellent, man. Thanks for letting me on the platform, get a chance to talk to you about the topics today. Appreciate it.
Man, it's an honor for me, man, for you to join, man. Let me read the comments and I'll go to you, man. It says, who you got winning then? I got the Denver Nuggets. James Harden didn't play and they still blowed out the Bulls. And no, the Suns still not seeing Denver. I agree. Boston will choke like always. Why Jamal Murray is not an all-star? Oh, let me ask you this, Sneed. Why do you think Jamal Murray has not been an all-star for his career?
It's a shame that he's not an all-star, Mario. If we're gonna talk about just raw talent, statistically, his stats, they stack up against other all-stars. But maybe it's just the position. You gotta, with the all-star teams, you gotta take someone out to put someone in, right? So you can only have a few at each position, right? So he just, as long as Curry keeps going to these all-star teams, it's going to be hard for him to break through. But he's clearly a proven player. How many guys got a bag like Jamal Murray? How many guys, when Joker goes on the bench, Murray can still run that offense pretty damn good. The team can still win games. Like, I know Joker, obviously, he's the MVP of the league. He's a champion. He's the most important part of the team. But that combination of those two guys is proven to be championship quality. And there's disrespect for Joker too a little bit, and some people appreciate his game and some people obviously see the greatness. And I've thought that he is the best player in the league only because Embiid can't stay healthy. It isn't because Embiid is not talented. I think the argument is between those two guys. I don't think it's Giannis. Giannis can't shoot. That's a big problem. You know, he's been able to break through and win a chip when their defense was elite. You know, and the jury is still out on whatever this team is going to do this year with Drew Holiday. But defensively, they take a step back, which means now he has to do more defensively because you will not get it from Dame Lillard. You know, so to me, when you were talking about the favorites and you brought up Boston, I agree. Boston is an Eastern Conference Finals type of team. They might make it to the finals. It's going to be hard to trust that in the finals against a team like Denver. It's going to be
Facts.
very hard. You know, the experience that the Nuggets have, those two guys, and don't forget Aaron Gordon's defense in the playoffs was it was one of the difference makers for them to win a championship.
Facts. He was guarding KD. He was guarding a little bit of LeBron too.
Exactly.
Jimmy Butler. So let me get to rebranding. What's good, bro?
Hey Mario, what's good, big dog?
What's good, man? I'm chilling here, man, on a Friday. What about
man,
you, man?
Hopefully, man, same thing, bro. I'm off today. I'm relaxing. So I kind of wanted to speak on the Denver Nuggets, and to answer your question, it was Nikola Jokic who has the highest PER in NBA history.
Facts. Nobody said nothing about that. Thanks for bringing that up, bro.
Facts. That's over Michael Jordan, I think, who's second. That's over LeBron James. That's over Shaquille O'Neal, over Anthony Davis. Yeah, all that, right? So I think I don't recall seeing an NBA champion get slept on like this in a long time. The Denver Nuggets, we got to take them serious. You know, Jamal Murray. You know, I like Michael Porter Jr. What's the other kid? Christian
KCP?
Brown. Yeah.
Peyton Watson,
I
Reggie.
like Christian Brown. Yeah. So I think that we have to get them the respect at the end of the day. Like, and people, I hate that people, you know, try to knock Jokic for having Murray. It's not like they went out and signed Murray in a free agency, right? Like, these are homegrown pieces that are actually coming together. They got arguably the best coach in the league right now. I think people have to put more respect on the Denver Nuggets right now. And I don't really have anybody beating them out the West. So like until then, it's like I have Nuggets, and I want to give the Celtics their respect. So I'm gonna go Nuggets and Celtics in the finals. I think that'll be a good little finals for us this year.
Yo, let me say this too. One thing that is funny to me is I obviously pay attention to other podcasts and people talking about the Lakers and shit. And it's very funny to me when I hear people say, "Oh, hopefully another team can beat Denver in the playoffs so we can make a deep playoff run." No, you gotta do that. If your team believes that you can make a deep playoff run, if you can go further in the playoffs, you go and beat Denver. Don't miss me with that BS of, "Oh, hopefully another team can beat Denver." No, you do it.
Mario, that's a loser's mentality. Nobody should be saying that. That's insane.
Facts, man. I agree 100%, man. That's a losing goddamn mentality, bro. That's mediocre. That's being mediocre, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Is when they say that, are they afraid of Denver?
No, they just know they're not better. So they're praying that they don't have to run into them. But they just know that they're not better.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question though. Go ahead. Who are some teams out of the West that y'all think can match up well with Denver in the playoffs? Is it Phoenix? Like, who y'all got that could actually be a threat?
Man, I don't know, man. I would say Phoenix because of the firepower offensively with KD, you know, and Booger, and now they got Bradley Beal. We saw that during the past playoff, they got 2 games out of the Denver Nuggets. No other team got 2 games. But, you know, I think it's between, obviously this is not like a solid answer, but, you know, it's between Phoenix, the thing with Phoenix is I don't trust KD, man. He's a great scorer, but I don't think he has enough at this stage in his career because he's old. I don't trust in him. I don't trust when we talk about the Clippers. I don't trust in Zubac. They got a nice offense, you know, with Harden, PG, Kawhi, Russ coming off the bench. But who's gonna check Jokic? Who's gonna check Jokic? The same with Minnesota. I think Minnesota have the pieces, you know, defensively with Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards guarding the perimeter. But Can we trust Anthony Edwards to take that next leap? You know, in the playoffs.
The Nuggets said it was the Minnesota Timberwolves who gave them the hardest time last year. But go ahead.
Yeah. Bruce Brown said that, and I think the percentages showed that too. That the fact that they had Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert roaming. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns guarding Jokic and Rudy Gobert roaming. The same with AD. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm that high on Denver or I'm that low on the other teams.
Cool. In the chat, they saying OKC. The Kings. I actually like the Kings, bro. Like, I think that play-in right now is filled with teams that could easily upset Denver the one right now, but they could upset the top 3 seeds right now. Any of those teams in the play-in. So, we got to watch out for that as well.
Facts. Let me read some comments. Bucks can beat them, no cap. The Denver Nuggets will win again if healthy. Facts. Jamal Murray has I think Jamal Murray, Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Kyrie Irving. I think they are disqualified for the awards. And that's another thing. Denver has been dealing with, obviously, Jamal Murray getting in and out of the lineup, and they are still rolling. That's the biggest thing for me. And let me ask you this, Sneed or Rebrandon, what are your from 1 to 10, or what are your worries about the Denver Nuggets bench? Because after the Denver Nuggets won the championship last year, it's like I've heard more people talk about Bruce Brown than Nikola Jokic or Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray. All people were saying is like, oh, Denver is gonna miss Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown here, Bruce Brown there. Let me ask you. Let me say this: before Bruce Brown got to the Denver Nuggets, were people talking highly of Bruce Brown like that?
Never heard of him.
Never
heard of him until Denver.
And that's my point. We all obviously need to give credit to Bruce Brown. He had a solid regular season, and then he, went up in the playoffs. He played solid defense. He attacked the rim. He was a second ball handler. We got to give him credit for what he did. But shouldn't we also give credit to the Denver Nuggets system? Shouldn't we also give credit to Nikola Jokic for being an unselfish player?
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about the things that Bruce Brown was doing, you can still fulfill those roles by committee. It could be a couple of guys off the bench that are helping with those things. And, Michael Porter, if you look at his playoff run last year, he had some big games, hit some big shots. And then in some games, he disappeared.
Yep.
And he wasn't giving you much. So that, if there was a red flag, I would say it would be his consistency. But that's kind of how role players, that's how they go. You get some big games, and then you get games where they disappear. So I would say that's a question mark. Rebranded, what do you think about Michael Porter Jr. relative to his consistency? You think that's a factor?
But I'm gonna be honest. He's been playing really well lately, especially against the Lakers. From what I've been seeing, like he can't miss. I think y'all still have some people. Well, the Nuggets still have some pieces that. I respect, like, the Reggie Jacksons and the Caldwell Popes and shit like that. I still think those are, good pieces. And like Mario said, they have a system that players have bought into, right? When you see Christian Braun come on the court, like, he's a dog. He's playing hard, right? He believes in the system, right? Then you have Jokic, who is one of the best passing big men we've seen. Like, he has eyes in the back of his head. The players are cutting, Aaron Gordon is cutting. Him and Jokic seem to have a lot of good chemistry. Listen, the Nuggets are a real threat this year. And there are some people who are arguing that they're better now this year than they were last year. So, got to put some respect on their name.
That's tough. That's a tough claim. But I did say on I don't know whose stream I was on. It might have been Mookie's. It might have been Tickets. I don't know whose it was. But I said I expect Joker to win another MVP or 2. I expect Joker to win another ring or 2 or 3. I look at the way that they've kind of put the players around him, and his ability to impact the game is just massive. Like you're naming these guys. I mean, they're good because Joker is good. They get to be the best version of themselves. He facilitates that. He makes that happen. And it's not to say they're not good players without him, I'm just saying he's a big part of getting them open. This guy passes guys open. You got Gordon moving. I don't really remember Gordon being a cutter on like the baseline or anything like that's the way things are going in Denver. It's how they got things set up.
Are like,
Right.
he going crazy.
Right over the top of the defense. I mean, Sky can get up, but Joker's putting it right on the spot.
And if they double Aaron Gordon, it's gonna be an easy floater for Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, he can get his buckets to his spots whenever he wants.
And let me ask you, y'all in the chat one question. Which other player in the NBA currently can dominate a game with taking 8 shots?
I don't know.
I gotta talk my shit, bro. I gotta talk my shit. You know, we don't talk enough about the Denver Nuggets, so I gotta come up here and you know, talk a little bit of my shit. You know,
it's crazy. The Lakers will get 90% of the runtime, but the Nuggets are the ones.
Yeah. Hey Mario, hey Breezy got a question for you. He says, "Hey Mario, you think Jokic will go down as the greatest big man in NBA history?"
Wow, that's a little bit of a stretch. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta bet.
Hold on, Mario. How long does he have to play at this level to be considered as one of those?
I think he's already like we can make an argument that he's a top 5 center ever. We got Wilt, we got Bill Russell, we got Kareem, we got Shaq, and after
Hakeem.
that you got Hakeem.
Yeah.
You know, but he's close. Yeah. At least he's a top 10 center ever. I obviously some people gonna mention Patrick Ewing and all this book and all this BS.
He's better than Patrick Ewing though.
Facts. So you know, but there's still some people that think that, you know, other players are better than Jokic. But to me, I think he has to keep playing this way. And as someone mentioned, Jokic has the highest PER in the regular season and the highest PER in the playoffs. But who's talking about that? Is ESPN talking about that?
Never.
That's crazy, man. But, you know.
But they will have to. They will have to if he wins another chip. They will have to.
By default. But
they will have to.
By default. And, you know, do we all agree that Jokic is going to win the MVP this season?
I think so.
That's up for grabs right now. Hey, he's the front
or Shea. Do you got Shea?
I don't think is a runaway right now, but it's either him or Shea. I think Luka should be in there, but you know
and Jokic, the thing that is the thing that is crazy to me with Jokic, it's like he's not even going 100 miles per hour, right?
Nope.
He's doing all these things, averaging 26, 13, and 9, almost close to averaging a triple-double, like easily, bro, easily. It's like, to me, Jokic is the most consistent player in the NBA each and every night. You can count on him with the rebounds. You can count on him with the assist and obviously with the points. I said before, you know, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I said that when it comes to impacting the game, not only scoring, when you got all these great floor generals, I think we can only compare Jokic to LeBron. Because obviously KD might be a better scorer than, you know, Jokic. Curry can be a better scorer than Jokic. But when we talk about offensive players, you know, distributing the ball, rebounding, setting screens, and scoring, I think LeBron is better. Obviously, he's better. He has more, you know, physical qualities. You know, Jokic can jump over a goddamn dollar. And that's another thing. He's doing all of this with no vertical, with no athleticism, with no dunks. I think in the last 2 years, Jokic has more triple doubles than dunks. That's crazy.
That's incredible. I never would have thought of that. I mean, he doesn't finish that way. A lot of his shots involve a skill,
finesse,
not athleticism. Correct.
Yeah. Hey, listen. So they're in the chat, right? And I like. Do y'all think that we sleeping on Giannis? Because somebody pointed out, and I didn't even notice, that he was averaging 30+ points and shooting 60%. Yeah,
wow, that's really
we
good.
need to talk about that a lot more, though.
Yeah, wow. I did not know he was that efficient this year.
Right, like 60. I didn't know that. That's crazy. So, I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, put some respect on Giannis. And they're going to be asking him to do a lot, you know, in order for them to make a playoff run. He's going to be asked to
Yeah.
do a lot, and he's going to be a lot more tired because he's going to have to dedicate more to defense. Just because of Dame, it just downgrades that defense.
Yeah.
And he's dealing with I don't know if he's currently dealing with that, but I think he had a surgery on his knee, right, to repair like a meniscus or some shit before the season started. So he's doing all that. He's averaging 38.8 points on 61% from the field. That's a career high, 61% from the field.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a great player. He really is. But you have to pick one MVP, and you have to pick, and one team's going to win a chip, so you just have to go with that. And I'm going to go more with Joker for now, and part of it is team construct. I think Joker's situation is better.
Yeah.
Oh, but let's assume that Jokic win a third MVP. How many players in NBA history got at least three MVPs?
6.
Jordan,
LeBron,
Kareem,
Magic, Larry.
That's 5.
Moses.
6.
Yeah, Wilt,
7.
and Bill Russell.
That's 8. So he'd be 9.
That would be, and he would be the first international players. For everybody that know me, I'm a huge international player supporter. I rock with international players. I respect LeBron. I respect KD. I respect Curry. I respect Kawhi. But I rock with the international players. And I don't got to deal with Joel Embiid anymore. I don't got to deal with that goddamn choker anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's your problem. That's your problem right now. I don't got to deal with him. I don't got to, be ridiculed for trying to. Even though I'm not an Embiid fan. I think he's a goddamn fraud, bro.
Wow.
I ain't gonna say all that now.
Let me ask you this: How did they give Joel Embiid an MVP, and even though he hasn't played in an Eastern Conference Finals? How Sway?
But Mario. That's my thing, right? So the MVP is for the regular season. It's not for the playoffs. So if we're gonna start gauging it, I think the MVP that's for the playoffs is the Finals MVP. That's if you get far enough, you win, and you play well, they give you the Finals MVP. I don't think we should. Unless y'all are saying we should start giving the awards out after the playoffs, like maybe we should start giving the defensive player and all that.
And then that takes certain guys out of the running. Rebrand. You look at the guys that don't make it to the playoffs, or they're going to be a play-in team, or just in case you got a guy like Shea whose team lacks experience might get bounced out of the first round. Who knows?
Oh, but let's go back in history a couple of years ago. When did KD got to the finals? 2012, right?
Yep, against the Heat.
When did he win? When did he win his first MVP?
2017.
The Cavs.
No, 2014 in the regular season.
Oh, you said.
Oh, when he won his first MVP.
Yeah. So KD first, obviously, things are different. Circumstances are different for each player. But KD got to the finals first and then won the MVP. What about Jokic? When Jokic got to the Eastern Conference Finals, at least in the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Next year, he won the MVP. Look at Steph Curry, 2015. He won the championship and he won MVP of the regular season. LeBron, he got to the finals in 07. He won back-to-back MVPs 09, 010.
Same for Russ and Harden.
I think that's a good progression, and I'm gonna tell you why. When someone wins, or when someone gets close to that big moment, right? And they win an MVP, they can say to themselves, okay, I've gotten far in the playoffs. We made this run. We got to the finals. Now I've won this MVP. The most important thing, the only thing that matters to me now has to be a championship, right? It allows them to laser focus on that outcome. And that's when you usually get the best version of them. You know what I'm saying, Mario? So to me, I think that's an okay process. That's an okay progression. That's how those guys get over the barrier. They get past the hump. You know what I mean?
And Giannis, in 2019, he went against Kawhi in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he won the MVP that year. It's like Joel Embiid is the only anomaly of these cases
So
when we talk
Mario,
about MVP.
are you convicted that he will not win a finals by the end of his career?
I'm not sure if he's gonna get to the Eastern Conference Finals, man.
Wow.
I don't think it happens in Philly, but if he leaves Philly
And he
and
said it
goes
right.
somewhere,
He said,
yeah,
"Oh, I want to win our championship, whether in Philly or somewhere else."
yeah. I just think he's too talented for us to call him
Right.
a
A fraud?
fraud. Like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
cause listen, no, cause Mario, listen. If we look at it, what year was it that Kawhi hit the shot? That was what 2019.
2019, 2019.
2019,
2019.
right? So you got to think like a lot has to go into winning the finals. A lot has to go into getting to the Eastern Conference or the Western Conference Finals. A lot has to go your way. And I'm not saying he hasn't underperformed. I'm not gonna say that at all, right? But he's had some things go against him. Like Kawhi hitting that shot like was an all-time
And the
gangster.
injuries too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now he's had fault in some of it as well, right? Like, but the thing is, I just can't. I don't think, bro, we can't disrespect. We can't disrespect him like that. We
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
man.
I'm a
Like,
little bit, I'm a
you
little bit. I go too far sometimes, but
now listen, go too far. Fuck it, Mario. It's your fucking show. Go too far, but
it
just
says, A Breezy. It says, "Hey, yo, Mario, who wins the finals first, Luca or Embiid?" Wow. I
Embiid.
think, yeah, yeah. I don't think Luca. I don't know what's wrong with the Mavs, but the doors are open for Luka Doncic to join the Denver Nuggets.
No, don't
No,
listen. I'm a Mavs fan.
Wow.
Don't do this shit, Mario.
Wow.
Don't you do this shit.
what if if nobody, or I mean, a lot of people criticize LeBron when he left to go to Miami. A lot of people criticize KD for going
Yeah,
to the Warriors. Damian
yeah.
Lillard going to Milwaukee. It's just the next step. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. Listen. I'm not for that. I think Jokic is welcome in Dallas. We'd love him. I think he'd love the city. We got some good. We got decent food. We ain't got the best food, but
Oh, you
you
from
know,
Dallas?
yeah, yeah. I'm a Dallas
Oh,
fan, right?
damn.
So I don't think the way. First off, I don't like Jason Kidd. I think Jason Kidd
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. Me
an
neither.
ass coach. Jokic. I mean, not Jokic. See, speaking Jokic up. Luca. I just don't think the style of play wins. Our defense is ass. I think we 28th in the league right now,
Let
Yeah,
me
defensively.
it's
check that
terrible.
up. And defensive rating.
I believe so. I believe so. I just don't think I think we can definitely upset a few teams, but I don't really got us doing nothing this year for real.
Damn, you're like at the bottom of the list. You're next to Portland, Toronto, San
Yeah,
Antonio, the Pacers.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. We pretty shitty right now.
And but Luka got hurt yesterday or the day before. My bad.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah,
like the depth that the
yeah.
Mavericks had. They
Yeah, we
got
just
PJ
we just
Washington,
we just
Derrick
lost
Jones,
Josh Green.
Gafford, Exum, Tim Hardaway.
Yep,
But it is
Gafford.
something that doesn't click.
Yeah, Gafford. Tim Hardaway was. I thought early on that he was in the running for six man of the year. I think Malik Monk has kind of solidified himself in that position. Gafford, I think, is a good pick. Derek Lively, when he gets some weight on him, I think within the next 2 to 3 years, Derek Lively gonna be a problem for us. I like Exum for real, but
Yeah.
Kyrie and Luca gonna be Kyrie and Luca. I just don't think Luca's style of play is gonna translate to winning the big game for real.
And Jokic, I think he said it in Serbian in his language. He said if Luka gets mad with the Mavericks, he can come with us.
Mario, stop that shit.
Well, you know what ends up happening if that was to come to fruition. I mean, now Joker has to do a whole lot less distribution, and it's going to be a whole lot more him on a traditional block type setup. I mean, they're going to have to kind of change that offense. I mean, it's
How many rings is
even.
that though? How many rings you got though? That's like
I
three.
mean, yeah.
I just think that's a disrespect to Murray, man. Listen, Murray
Yeah,
is
he can
that
feel
guy,
some type
man.
of way, right?
Yeah, Murray is that guy. I think I hate this when we have duos that play well together. There's always that, well, can this person do it by themselves? Why, nigga? I'm drafted here. Like this is what I'm supposed to. I like being here, right? Like we see that with Jamal Murray too much. I feel like he's disrespected. Um, I got an all-star coming for Jamal Murray sooner or later. They're gonna stop disrespecting him, and he gonna stay healthy one of these years.
Oh, and that's another thing that I said before the season started. Like at the beginning of the season, I said I think in the future the fact that Jamal Murray doesn't make All NBA and he doesn't get a max contract, I think that could benefit Denver financially. You know, and I also said when Jokic contract is up, I think maybe he can, you know, follow the route of Tim Duncan and take a goddamn pay cut. Because you know, I was talking with Big Nose and the other day, and he was saying, "Oh, but you worried, you pocket watching and shit, and you worried about money and shit." But let me ask you this: how after this season, when the Boston Celtics give Jason Tatum the max contract, the max extension, how do you think that you're gonna have flexibility with two players making $600 million?
None. There's no flexibility. You're in the luxury tax. Well, what is the luxury tax? Is it 2 for 1?
No, I think it's like
$2 on the
3 for
dollar?
1.
It's a 3 for 1 now? Damn. How the hell? How many owners want to do that? You saw what they did at Golden State. They said that's enough
that's
of
my
this.
point. They got them Warriors. They're paying the highest luxury tax, and they are at the goddamn play-in, bro.
They said that's enough of that.
Man, I ain't paying no goddamn luxury tax if we are in the play-in.
Owners will do it for a while while they're winning chips, and then I just think it comes to a point. You know, they did the same thing in Miami. You know, they don't want to do that for too long. That's heavy burden, and it's worse than it's ever been.
Somebody asked, "Do you want us to give you guys Dame?" And I would not trade Dame. I would not trade Jamal Murray for Dame.
No way in hell.
I take Murray over Dame. I take Murray over Dame. Yep. Dame's a good ball player. We're going to look back at him, you know, as a player 20 years from now and say, man, that guy was really good. That dude hit some crazy shots. You know, but we're going to say Murray was champion. You know what I mean? And he was the reason they won. And
Hey, Mario, I'm about to get out of here. Let me just say this really fast. And, you know,
go ahead, bro.
Good show. Listen, Jokic will go down as one of the best big mans ever. There are a lot of big men who cannot do what Jokic does, who cannot facilitate the way he does, who cannot knock it down at the free throw line the way Jokic does, cannot score the way Jokic does, cannot rebound the way Jokic does. Put some fucking respect on his name.
Rebound, there's forwards and guards that can't do it.
Listen, exactly. If Jokic was black, niggas will already have him in the top 10 all time. The way he's playing. That's all I'm gonna say. Mario, appreciate you for having me. Hold on, who was the other guy that was speaking?
Sneed. Appreciate you, Rebrand.
Sneed. Yeah. Nice to meet you, bro. Have a good day, bro. Yeah. Keep getting at it.
Salute, bro. I appreciate you coming here, man. And let me say this too, Sneed. When he said that Jokic can end up being one of the best big men ever, isn't that the hardest list to hit?
It is, because you have the most dominant players in the centers. That's right. You know, they dominated their eras. Look at all the chips. Like, if you name the top 5 centers, everybody's got multiple rings. Everybody's got, you know, MVPs and scoring titles. You know, and you know, Joker obviously probably never going to have a scoring title. These other guys can drop a lot of points, but you know, the impact of the game and the winning that I think he's going to enjoy the rest of his career, and the MVPs, they'll put him right in there. You know, Kareem's got a lot of points. I don't think Joker gets there. You know, can he be better than Wilt? Well, yeah, he could be better than Wilt, like viewed as better than Wilt. He's better than Bill Russell. Bill Russell couldn't, you know, do the things offensively.
Do you agree with me that that's going to be very difficult for people to say that Jokic is better or will be better than Shaq?
He can definitely be better than Shaq. Shaq had flaws in his game for many years.
Oh, thanks for saying that. When most people talk about Kobe Bryant, what is the first thing that they bring up? Efficiency, right?
You're right.
When they talk about Shaquille O'Neal, they say, "Oh, he's the most dominant player ever." Blah blah blah. And I'm not sure that he's the most dominant player. He was the most physically, you know, dominant player. But did Shaq had a 3-pointer? Did Shaq had a mid range? Did Shaq had a reliable game from the free throw line?
No. Shaq was a very poor free throw shooter. It costed him, I don't know, probably 1,000 points on his
The hack a
career.
Shaq. How are you the most dominant and a team can simply foul you, send you to the line, and you're fucked up?
Yeah, it was not very reliable. Some games he made like 60-70% of his free throws, but a majority of those games you saw 50% or worse.
Yup.
You know, and it didn't matter playoffs or not. You would see some games he was bad. You know, and then the coaches started doing the hack-a-Shaq, and it changed the way the game got played. You know, and I still think he's one of the most dominant players ever.
Yup.
But there's a reason why I don't think he's the best center ever, but he could have been. He could have been the best center
And the
ever.
work ethic, that Kobe talk about that all the time. If you had a nice work ethic, we would have won 10 rings.
I want people to think to themselves this way. Shaq tells you everything he thinks about himself. He says it all the time how he wasn't dedicated, he didn't work hard enough as he should have, and he could have, he left some success out on the court. He's telling you that. How could people then say he's the most dominant player of all time or he's the best center of all time, knowing that he admits that about himself? How
God
are you
damn.
going to think that
Now
way?
we're cooking, man. Now you're
Yeah, how are
cooking,
we going to
man.
think that way about a guy who snitches on himself that he was not the best he could have been?
Oh, it could be that most people only goes by the stats in the finals. Oh, he averaged 38 in the finals, 13 and 3 blocks going against who? Rick Smith and goddamn Todd McClung, bro. Really?
How old was Shaq in the 06 finals with D Wade?
Let me look that up.
Because I think Shaq was drafted in 92. He was probably 18 or 19, right? He played 1 year at LSU, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so
Let me look that up right now. In 05, 06?
yeah, when they won the
05,
finals.
05, 06, he was 33.
Okay, so do you think his performance in that finals at 33, did that seem like the best version of Shaq at 33? Because I saw Hakeem in his 2 finals. How old was Hakeem in his 2 finals when he swept Shaq and when he beat Patrick Ewing and hit, game-winning shots and was making game-changing defensive plays? And Shaq was clearly the number 2 on the Heat in that finals. Clearly, it was the D Wade show.
People don't talk about those 2 playoff runs from Hakeem Olajuwon, man. He beat goddamn Robinson, he beat Barkley, he beat Malone, he beat Shaq, he beat Patrick Ewing. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah, sometimes I think about that. Shaq leaving a little bit of potential out there in his career. He could have been better. We're having arguments about who is the best center ever, but Shaq really should have been right there as the best, based on physical dominance, like people say. He underachieved. He did. And the best centers of all time that played in that era, they were all aged out. All that's really was left was, and Tim Duncan was really a power forward, really.
I agree. I got a stat for you, bro.
Let's
It
hear it,
says
Mario.
for combined games in multiple seasons since 1950, 1951, from first to ninth season in the NBA, BEA, or ABA in the regular season or the postseason, requiring more than 10,000 points, more than 5,000 rebounds, and more than 5,000 assists. How can you name me some players that in their first 9 years of their careers they got more than 10,000 points, more than 5,000 rebounds, and more than 5,000 assists in the first 9 years of their careers?
I mean, how far are we going back?
No, it's all time.
Oh,
They are only 5 players in NBA history in their first 9 years of their careers with
you
more
said
than
10,000 points, 5,000 rebounds,
5,000 assists.
5,000 assists. First 9 years. Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, maybe David Robinson. Maybe he'd be close. I don't know about the points.
No, there's only one center, and we were talking about him before.
Oh, Kareem?
No.
Oh, Hakeem?
No. 15,
Oh, it's
15.
Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the assist that's going to be hard to get. That's where the difference is.
I
I don't
agree.
think
I
those
agree.
guys
When
get
you
those
mention
assists.
Duncan and everybody, it's gonna be difficult for the assist.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say that those guys would be close, but at
Who's the
5,000
king?
assists
Who's the king of the stats?
at center.
No, no, no. Like small forward.
Oh, LeBron.
Yeah, it's LeBron. It's Nikola Jokic. It's Oscar Robertson. It's Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Those
Which
are the only 5 players in NBA history in which, in their first 9 years of their careers, they got more than 10,000 points, more than 5,000 rebounds, and more than 5,000 assists.
so the points is probably the one that's, I don't want to say it's the easiest to get, but it's the one that fills up the fastest.
Yup.
The assist for the bigs is hard to get, and then the rebounds for a guy like Oscar is hard to get, right? How many guys can get that type of volume rebounds at that position? He was a point guard.
But that is crazy, man. The
Yeah.
fact that LeBron is a small forward. He can be a point forward. Oscar Robertson was a point guard. Larry Bird, small forward, power forward. Magic Johnson, point guard, even though he played center one game. But the only center here is Jokic.
Yeah, he has. We're gonna, by the end of his career, the number of achievements that he's going to have statistically are going to be incredible, and he's going to be passing the best names of all time. So people are going to have no choice, Mario. They will have no choice but to include him on those elite lists.
Do you think he can pass Westbrook as Mr. quote unquote triple double?
Westbrook's triple double run was mostly over what, 2 seasons, right? 3 seasons.
No, he averaged a triple double, I think, 4 years.
4 years, damn.
That shit is crazy, right?
Yeah, man.
The energy that you have to get goddamn 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and obviously at least 10 points is crazy, man.
I think what's more crazy is the fact that Joker doesn't care, and Westbrook was probably trying.
Yeah, that's a great point, because we got a lot of games where Jokic ends up with 9 assists or 9 rebounds. But people, do you remember last year? Kendrick Perkins accused Jokic of stat padding.
Yeah, I'm not.
But nobody said shit when Shea did it, right? Because Shea is playing in a small market and he's starting to do his little thing.
You know what's going to happen, Mario, is these guys, they continue to say shit like that. They're going to get exposed. Nobody looks at Kendrick Perkins and says, oh, I really respect what that guy has to say about the NBA. People view him as a clown. You can't say shit like that and get away with it. People are going to bring it back. Like, look, you brought it up because it's bullshit. Stat padding?
Oh, and do you remember him saying, oh, in the last 30 years, only white players have won the MVP while not being top 10 in scoring? Why did he only mention during the last 30 years? Because if he would have said the last 40 years, Magic Johnson would have gotten into that category. Magic Johnson won an MVP in 1989, if I'm not mistaken, while not being top 10 in scoring. But the narrative doesn't fit if you include Magic. You got to say Dirk, Nash, and Jokic, 3 white players,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw the other day, he was going at it with Shannon Sharp. They were arguing who's been a LeBron jockstrap sniffer from day one. Goddamn, Kendrick Perkins say, "Hey, Shannon, you just show up. I've been on this train. I've been on this bandwagon since 01. God damn, bro, we got grown ass men, on TV fighting for that shit, man.
Which is terrible because Perk used to play against LeBron. What about all those Boston years? Come on, man, that's terrible. That's a bad look.
That's crazy, man. So I think my battery is about to go out, but my closing thoughts on the Denver Nuggets: they've been a great defensive team in the clutch. I think there's no doubt that the Denver Nuggets execution in the clutch is the best in the league. We can argue that they got the best starting lineup in the NBA. As you mentioned, one of the best coaches in the NBA. What are your thoughts on the Denver Nuggets in the clutch, defensively and offensively? Because a lot of people Do you remember last year when the Denver Nuggets went against the San Antonio Spurs? I think that was the only game that people saw the Denver Nuggets play. We play like shit. They got a highway to the basket, and they were saying, "Oh, you cannot win a championship. Look how Jokic is playing defense." Can we look? Let me say this too. If last year all was the Denver Nuggets couldn't win a championship because Jokic didn't play no defense. What happened now? What happened in the playoffs? What happened now? You know, are we giving credit Jokic for his defense, or we're still saying that he doesn't play defense?
Well, his defense was good enough. It wasn't. His defense is not great. It will never be great. There's very few guys have an offensive package and a defensive package that can match. It's almost impossible to find that. How many guys could be a team's leading scorer and also be, the guy that's getting them steals and blocks and leading them? It's hard to do those things. It's very difficult. That takes a very, very special athletic player to do those things. Joker's defense was clearly good enough for them to win a championship because they did. And whoever was against him that he had to defend, he defended them adequately. He's not a great defender. When he needs to, he is a fine defender. And I think it's good enough. Clearly they got a chip, and he's an MVP.
Facts, I agree. And the other day when the Denver Nuggets went against the Miami Heat, Michael Malone at the end post game, he said that Jamal Murray and KCP told him that let Reggie and Christian Brown ride during the last minutes of the game. And Reggie was cooking.
Yep.
Reggie was cooking. He was like using Jokic screens and pulling from three, pulling from mid range. That shit is crazy, man. And I think that these Denver Nuggets are giving me like 2014 San Antonio Spurs vibes. The fact that people we can include Golden State in one of those years with the ball movement and all this shit, defense and everything. But I think the Denver Nuggets are giving me like 2014 San Antonio Spurs vibe. Being led by Nikola Jokic, the Spurs being led by Tim Duncan. They are very similar in terms of demeanor. They are very similar in terms of leadership, their way. And I would like to bring up, I don't know if you saw this. Nikola Jokic sent a text to a team group chat after the All-Star game, and KCP said something like, "It got everybody motivated," And it's like all these little things that are growing, and we are establishing really a culture. Like Michael Malone said the other day, Miami has a culture, but Denver has a culture too. They are starting to develop that.
That's gonna be an attractive landing spot for a lot of guys who end up wanting to chase the ring. They're gonna see that what Joker can do and what they've built and put in place in Denver is sustainable, and they will want to go there. They will.
Look at DeAndre Jordan. He was looking like Lob City DeAndre Jordan for a couple of games.
What you're gonna see, Mario, is the guys that really mean it or the guys that are bullshitting. When the guys say all I care about is winning, we'll see if they really mean it. Because there's only certain places you can go to win. Right? You can go anywhere and get money, but there's only certain places you can go to win. So they will get exposed if they really are about that life and want to win, or if they're just talking shit and they just want to go somewhere where they could be stars and have the nightlife and have all the whatever they're looking for, all those distractions.
Facts. I agree 100%, man. So shout out to everybody that was here during this live stream. Shout out to Sneed. Shout out to everybody that was here. Thanks for being here with us, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Sneed. Shout out to you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
So this has been the Cross Country Bowling Show. I think this is like my third or fourth episode. Obviously, I'm the Denver Nuggets representative from this community, from this channel. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this content. Shout out to Ticket, man. Ticket is a goddamn real one, man. Allowing us to cook in here, allowing us to cook in this channel. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I wasn't able to read all the comments, but we was chopping it up with the fellas right here, man. So I appreciate that. It means a lot to me that y'all rock with me, even though my goddamn English is a little bit broken. You know what I'm saying? Like Jokic and Giannis, But I try to do my best, and we will continue to talk about Denver. We will continue to talk about other teams. I think the Pelicans, nobody's talking about the Pelicans. Nobody's talking about the Orlando Magic. But, ESPN is going to always talk about the Lakers and Warriors. So we are here to change that a little bit and to bring this new Nuggets wave to the YouTube streets. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody, man. You sound perfect, Mario. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that, man. I wasn't able to read all the comments. Give me 1 second. I got a little bit of battery here on my phone. DeAndre Jordan got a ring out of people. DeAndre Jordan got a ring out of all people. That's funny. Facts. Everyone sleeps on teams repeating or three-peating. Oh, and do you guys remember I said I did a video like a couple of weeks ago. The title was, "Can the Denver Nuggets repeat as the fourth seed?" Well, now we are the second seed, so I think everybody is going well for us. Obviously, we wish health for everybody. We don't want excuses once the playoff starts. So we'll be here, man. We'll be here. It says, "Oh, your English is good. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. That shit means a lot to me, man. I've been working on my English. I've been working, on getting the information, watching different podcasts, reading different articles and shit. Being very close with stats and shit. So I appreciate everybody, man. Oh, Mass was in the comments too. Hope Denver's wins. Boston versus Denver in the finals. Denver will win the chip. Denver Nuggets is going to repeat. Facts. That's crazy, man. So my phone is about to die. Shout out to Paolo C. Media. Shout out to you, bro. Sunsin 4. Good stream, Mario. Man, I appreciate that, man. Hopefully I'll start doing this more regularly. And we'll be here, man, talking different things, man. So until next time, man. Peace. This has been the Cross Country Bowling Show. All the shits. Until next time, shout out to everybody, man. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'm out.